If you were a fan of Game of Thrones but didn't really like how it ended, and you haven't really liked House of the Dragon much either, I think this show's for you. If you loved all the seasons of Game of Thrones and all the seasons of House of the Dragon, I think this show is also for you. And if you've never seen Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, I still think this show is for you. Hey everyone, I'm the guy with no name. Thanks for stopping by my channel. It's definitely good to be back. Just want to remind you guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, show your support by liking and subscribing. I'm trying to get to 400 subscribers and I'm getting close, but definitely still a small channel, so every little bit helps. I really do appreciate it. And I know I'm a little late, but I gotta say, I'm excited to talk about this one. So season 1 of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is based on the George R.R. Martin novella titled The Hedge Knight, and it takes place 78 years after the Targaryen Civil War as shown in House of the Dragon, and around 89 years before Game of Thrones. The series follows Duncan, or Dunk as everyone tends to call him, who was a squire to Sir Arlen of Pennytree, a lowly hedge knight. Sir Arlen taught him how to be an honorable and dutiful knight, and now that he's gone, Dunk resolves to enter a nearby tournament to earn some renown and help him to hopefully serve a great house. On the way, he meets a mysterious boy who goes by Egg, who desires to be his squire and help him prepare for the tourney. This 6-episode season was showran by Ira Parker, who also co-created it alongside George R.R. Martin, and stars Peter Claffey as Sir Duncan the Tall, aka Dunk, Dexter Sul Ansel as Egg, Daniel Ings as Sir Lionel Baratheon, who becomes a good friend and supporter of Dunk, and Danny Webb as Sir Arlen of Pennytree. Like I alluded to earlier, this show is a perfect entry point for someone who hasn't seen either of the other two Westeros-related series, or it's a great show next series to watch for somebody who's watched all of Game of Thrones and is caught up on House of the Dragon. Really, it's just because, you know, it's pretty far removed on the timeline from either of the other series, and also it's a smaller, more, you know, intimate and personal story this time around. I mean, heck, like less than 5 minutes into it, you can tell it's going to be a more lighthearted and irreverent show, and Duncan the Tall is a great protagonist, very relatable. I mean, heck, the only thing I don't relate to him on is his massive stature. I'm around 6 feet tall, but not as tall as him, that's for sure. But other than that, everything else is super relatable. He's good-hearted, he's nice, he's really a sweet guy, he's honest, sometimes to a fault. You know, he's dim-witted, he's a bit naive. He's definitely an underdog, and I think the best thing about him too is that he really, his main desire is not to be rich or famous or powerful. He just wants to be a good knight, and he wants to have an opportunity to prove himself and to defend those around him and do his duty. Egg, on the other hand, is a lot more knowledgeable, much less naive, and a bit of a smart aleck, though he too has, you know, his own insecurities and has an innocence about him as well. Their big brother, little brother dynamic is really well written, and I was, you know, very excited to see that it was a big part of the season, and really it's the heart of the show. It's a very lighthearted show, like I said, but don't get me wrong, there are times where it gets pretty intense and dark, and yeah, I mean, this is a non-spoiler review, but let's just say that the payoff of the season is one of the most intense and incredible scenes I've seen in a long time. And by the end of the season, I just really wanted to stand up and applaud. To sum it up, I loved the show. In fact, the only nitpicks I can possibly think of is there's this one episode that opens with a jazz type song, and felt really out of place. I could have done without that. And then also some of the humor gets a bit too irreverent for my taste, or maybe goes on a bit too long, or, you know, maybe too far out there. But really, like I said, those are nitpicks. I mean, at the end of the day, the acting, the directing, the writing, the visuals, the musical score, everything about it that I could possibly think of was great. And because of that, I have to give season 1 of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms the rating of magnificent. So let me know in the comments if you have seen season 1 of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms yet. If you have, do you agree with my assessment of the show or not? Or if you have not seen it yet, did my review sway you whether or not you should watch it? Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I also have 2 other new videos up right now. Both are ranking videos. One is ranking all 4 of the theatrical SpongeBob movies, and then the other one is ranking all 4 of the Kung Fu Panda movies. If not, be on the lookout for future content coming your way soon. This is the guy with no name, signing off.